Over the last few days of March 2021, JobKeeper, the increased rate of job seeker, and eviction moratoriums across the country are coming to an end. This is going to have a large impact on the rental sector because people will be trying to negotiate rent repayments, rent debts on lower rates of payment, and some people will be coming in to unemployment for the first time since the crisis began. If a tenant finds themselves getting into rental trouble because they've come off JobKeeper or the job seeker rate has decreased or for any other reason, they can always seek to negotiate and have a talk with their landlord about some leniency around paying the rent. But during the transition period out of the moratorium, there may be extra protections in your state to ensure that landlords have to negotiate and are prevented from evicting you for rent arrears if you find yourself in this situation. In New South Wales, the transition provisions mean that if your rental debt arose before 26 March, the landlord can't evict for rent arrears without having attempted to negotiate a rent repayment plan. If you have fallen into arrears after 26 March for the first time and there's no previous debt, then the eviction moratorium no longer applies to you. Most state governments have some assistance available to people to help them move or even to cover some small rent arrears. Mostly the Department of Housing in your state are the people to contact for regular support. In New South Wales, that can look like 3 weeks to cover rent arrears or 3 weeks rent to cover a bond payment if you're trying to move. If you find yourself being evicted once the moratorium ends and you feel like it may not be fair, consider whether your rent arrears arose before the end of 26 March, and consider whether, if you're being given a no grounds notice, if that's trying to evade the rent repayment negotiation requirements. It's a really challenging time to move at the moment, with low vacancy rates and high competition for rentals up and down the coast in regional areas and even in parts of Sydney. So it's really important that people get advice, talk to someone about your situation so that you can plan what the best move forward is for you and your family.